It's a lot of finals tonight. Final Friday in the month of April. Final regular season game here in District 26. The final game for 13 seniors as we welcome you to the jungle, the campus of Dripping Springs High School, where tonight your Tigers takes on the Antlers of Tivy for one final time in district play. And with that, everyone, we welcome you. The Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Melvin Jones here with you. It is Senior Night Part 2. Tonight we give love to the 13 seniors that are playing in their final home regular season game. Tigers firmly into the playoffs. With a win tonight, they will be the number 2 seed going into the bi-district playoffs next week. Now, their opponent is still to be known. We have no clue yet. It could be a bunch of teams in that position, whether it's Rouse, Liberty Hill, or Georgetown. We will find out tonight who the opponent will be for bi-district next week. For the opponents tonight, the Tivy Antlers coming into this game 7-8, hoping to be completely 500 by the end of the night and looking to spoil what we call Senior Night number 2 here in the jungle. As we get started with our tributes to the seniors, we'll swing it over to the coaches to give their love to the seniors on this night.
All right, well, boys, hey, as they say, time flies. 4 years have gone by in a blink of an eye. I know your families feel the same way as your coaching staff. Just blessed to be around a really, really positive, great, high-character young man as yourself. You guys really feed off of each other, and that's what team sports are all about. I believe.
Some technical difficulties with that one. We're hoping to get that one played later on this evening. While we have a minute, let's take a look at the first of our 9 videos from the seniors. This one is a man that is starting on the bump later on tonight. That is Brendan Arvison. Class of 23 is going to have their works cut out for them next season. That was a fantastic video from the parents of Brandon Arvison. Brandon will start on the bump tonight, opposing Eric Tenery from the Antlers. So fantastic job. And Brandon, of course, was the ace of the pitching staff. He will be missed here in the jungle as we get ready. Play one more tribute video before we get started. This one for Sammy Agajanian, playing the DH tonight. Your parents love you, and they show it right here in this video. Phoenix College is going to have them a baller next season in Sam Agajanian as the head coaches and the umpires. Shakes hands. We'll turn it over to Eric Wolf tonight for the pregame festivities.
Welcome to Tiger Stadium for this matchup of Kerrville Tivy Antlers and your hometown Dripping Springs Tigers. Starting off with the visitor lineup, leading off, first in the order, the center fielder, number 19, Kale Lackey. Batting second, shortstop, Sam Letts. Batting third for the Antlers, pitching, number 11, Eric Kennery. Batting fourth for the Antlers, and playing right field, number 2, Stormy Rhodes. Batting fifth, playing catcher, number 15, Tanner Beck. Batting sixth, number 9, Adam Hernandez, playing third base. Batting seventh, number 5, Hayden Neese, playing left field. Playing first base and batting eighth, number 16, Lex Lipka. And batting last for the Antlers, number 6, playing second base, Aiden Klein, and the rest of the Antlers. Now for your hometown Tigers. Batting first, number 22, playing shortstop, Nico Ruedas. Batting second, playing third, number 11, Aiden Terry. Batting third and on the mound for the Tigers, number 25, Brandon Arvidsson. Batting fourth for the Tigers, playing first base, number 1, Mason Ashlock. Center fielder, number 13, batting fifth, number 13, Taylor Tracy. Batting sixth in the lineup and designated hitter for your second baseman, Jackson Conover, is number 4, Sammy Agajanian. Batting seventh, your catcher, number 21, Matthew Schindler. Right fielder, batting eighth, number 10, Parker Cook. And batting ninth in the order, number 3, Aiden Dennis in left field. Please rise, remove your caps for the national anthem.
while we have a moment, mad kudos, shout outs to the ladies softball team. Perfect game today. And the ladies softball team wins the by-district. They are
On the mound for the Tigers,
heading
number 25,
to the area playoffs
Arvinson.
as Big B steps on the mound to get his warm-up pitches going. Let's go around the horn for the Tigers behind home plate in his normal position, the senior Matt Schindler. At first base, got Mason Ashlock. Playing at second base tonight, that is number 6, Jackson Conover. At shortstop, the leadoff hitter tonight, Nico Bredes. And at third base, Aiden Perry. In the outfield, in left field tonight, Aiden Dennis. The freshman phenom, Taylor Tracy. Out in center and in right field tonight, Parker Cook. As Big B continues his warm-ups. This is Brandon's final regular season start here in the jungle. As Lackey, Letts, Tenery will begin the ball game tonight for the Antlers. As Kale Lackey steps up in the batter's box to begin this game. Your Tigers tonight in their burgundy alternative uniforms. Tigers across the chest.
Number 19.
The Antlers, the Road Grays, with Tivy across the chest and blue lettering. 6:58, the time right here in Dripping Springs, Texas. As Kale Lackey steps in the batter's box. Brandon Arvidsson is ready. 6:58, first pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. 0-1 quickly to Kale Lackey. Tigers win tonight. They are the number 2 seed out of District 26. And Lackey hits it high. It's going to sail foul. And out of play. 0-2 quickly to Kale Lackey. Sam Letts in the on-deck circle for the Antlers. Final meeting between these two teams in the regular season. Arvidsson, he likes it. The wind, the delivery. Well over the head of Schindler. Ball one. It will be a playoff game here next week. We just don't know when and against who. Hopefully we will find out by the end of the night. As Arvidsson shakes off the first 2 pitches. Here's the 1-2 from Big B. Got him. First strikeout tonight for Brandon Arvidsson. First out of this first inning. And here is Sam Letts.
Next up to bat, number 4, Sam Letts.
Letts comes up. 1 out, no one on here in the top of the first. And Arvidsson brings the heat. And Letts nearly fell on that one. Strike one quickly.
Down the hill, baby. That's all you need.
Here's Arvidsson with the pitch. And just missed the corner. Count goes even. A ball and a strike. The opposing pitcher, Eric Tenery, in the on-next circle for Tivy. Arvidsson winds, fires into the dirt. 2-1 now on Letts.
Hey, we're back 2-5. Here we go.
Here's Brandon now with the 2-1. He fires it.
Yes, sir.
No call from Blue, and Brandon doesn't get it. 3 balls and a strike now on Sam Letts.
Hey, watch this game.
Here's Brandon now with the 3-1. Letts swung and missed. Nothing but air, and the count goes full on the shortstop. As Letts now is back in the box. Big B fires. Letts pops it, foul and out of play. Count remains full. See some fans trickling over from the softball game once again. Girls do events. They will be in the area playoffs next week. Here's the 3-2 from Big B. And Let's fouls it to the back net, and the count remains full. Senior night number 2 here in the jungle. A lot of videos giving props to our seniors tonight. Here comes the 3-2 to Sam Letts, and timeout by Letts. Now Arvidsson fires 3-2. That's high, and Letts gets on after a walk from Brendan Arvidsson.
Next up for
So the Antlers,
number 11,
1 on, 1 out,
Eric Tinnery.
with Eric Tinnery coming up to hit. Letts with a lead off first. And Brandon looks directly at him, and he fires. That's inside for strike 1. 0-1 to the opposing pitcher. Stormy Rhodes, the right fielder, in the on-deck circle for Tivy. And B fires. And Tinnery swings and misses for strike 2. 0-2 quickly to Tinnery. The wind is blowing in as usual here in the jungle. Big B shakes off the first 2 pitches. He likes this one. Looking at first base. He fires. Tinnery pops it up high. Underneath it is going to be Aiden Dennis, and he catches it for the second out of the inning.
Next up, number 2, Stormy Rhodes.
Here's Rhodes. Rhodes, a very tall right fielder, maybe taller than Brandon Arvidsson. He has 1 on and 2 outs here in the top of the first. Arvidsson now looks back at first. He fires, runner takes off, and Rhodes fouls it to the backstop, strike 1.
Everybody get ahead, B. Here we go.
Letts now runs back to first. Arvidsson. He fires the 0-1. That's high. Count goes even. Ball and a strike. Here comes the 1-1. And that is outside, 2 balls and a strike now to Stormy Rhodes.
Back, here we go, B.
Tanner Beck is in the on-deck circle for Tivy. Here comes the 2-1 from Brandon Arvidsson. That pitch is well outside. 3 balls and a strike now to Rhodes. Scoreless here in the top of the first. The Antlers with a runner on first and 2 outs. As Arvidsson fires, that one is low for ball 4 and a 5-pitch walk
Strike.
for Stormy Rhodes. And now Tivy, 2 on and 2 out with Tanner Beck coming up.
Let's go. That's a lot of white. Blue.
Up to bat, number 15, Tanner Beck.
As Nico and Brandon talking strategy. Beck now in the batter's box as Big B fires outside quickly, 1-0. Arvidsson with a long look at home. He looks back at second that time. Here's the 1-0. And he catches the outside corner for strike 1, and the count quickly goes even. A ball and a strike. Arvidsson with a deep breath, looks back at second, fires a 1-1. As Beck fouls it to the back net. Ball and 2 strikes now to the catcher. Aiden Hernandez in the on-deck circle for Tivy. Beck now down in the count. A ball and 2 strikes to Brandon Arvidsson. Brandon looks back at second. And he fires the 1-2. And that pitch goes off of the net. Count remains 1-2.
That's one. Put him in the book, B.
Here comes the 1-2 from Brandon Narvison. Got him. And the pitch gets away from Matt Schindler. Matt needs to hurry up and get it over. And that was close, but he did get him. Second strikeout for Brandon Narvison. That retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 walks from Brandon Narvison. That is all. Nico leads off. And speaking of Nico, here's his tribute video from his family.
Night, Nico fires. Lipper goes down, and the Tigers comes in the Tivy and defeat the Antlers by a score of 1-0. What a ball game this was!
Nico, AP, and Big B to lead off this bottom of the first for the Tigers as we welcome you back to the jungle. Senior night part 2. Tigers and Antlers for the final time here in district play. Tigers will be heading to the playoffs next week. For Tivy, this will be the end of their season. They are looking to possibly get to 500 overall, though. As the wind is starting to pick up just a bit here in the jungle. As Eric Tenery continues to warm up. Coach Reynolds walking over to the first base side. And here comes Nico. Nico had a phenomenal game in Seguin. Led off the game. The very first pitch with a home run, and he went 4. Striking out 5, only giving up 3 hits. So Nico had a fantastic night in Seguin. And here's the first pitch from Tenery. And that pitch is inside for ball 1. As Tenery now raises the 1-0 to Nico. And he fires. Nico looks at strike 1. Count goes even. Ball and a strike. Tenery now. Here's the 1-1. He fires it. That one's low and into the dirt. 2-1 on Nico. AP is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. We are scoreless here in the bottom of the first. Here's Tenery now with the 2-1. Nico swings and misses, and that evens up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Find a way, Nico.
2-2 to Nico. Tenery now likes this pitch. He fires it. Nico fouls it out. Nice cut by Nico. The count remains 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Tenery shakes off this pitch. He's taking his time. Now he's ready. He fires. Nico swings and misses, and that's the first out of the night for the Tigers. First strikeout for Eric Tenery. Here in the bottom of the first, here it comes AP. AP playing his final regular season game in this stadium. Looking for a bang here in the bottom of the first. And Tenery goes high with that pitch, and then 1-0 to Aiden Perry. Brandon Arvison in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Tenery now fires the 1-0. And AP, great eye, 2 balls, no strikes.
Gotta come to you, AP.
Tenery now fires a 2-0. AP hits it high, and it's going to go foul.
Yes, sir.
AP has had a lot of those cuts throughout the season. A lot of them look like no doubters. This one goes foul. 2 balls and a strike now to Aiden Perry. Tenery now. Here's the 2-1. And that's high. 3 balls and a strike to Aiden Perry.
Hey, one little baby spot, Barry.
Tenery with the 3-1. He fires it and catches the inside corner, and now is full on Aiden Perry. Tenery now back on the rubber. Shakes off the first pitch. He likes this one. The 3 to the AP. And Aiden Perry got jammed, and he's going to walk in. First hit of the night for the Tigers. Here comes Big B now. 1 on and 1 out. Here in the top of the first. Bottom of the first. And let's as Big B waits, he fires.
Leave it. Leave it.
And a very late call by the umpire, strike 1.
Go.
0-1 to Brandon Arvison, and the Arv chance starts from the dugout. Tenery fires. That's high. Evens up the count, 1-1. Aiden Perry on first base. A 1-1 count to Brandon Arvison. 1 away here in the bottom of the first. Tenery fires back to first, and AP just slides in there safely.
Let's go, Brandon.
As Big B now gets back in the batter's box.
Go, B.
Here's the 1-1. Tenery fires it.
Oh, baby.
And Arvison slices it foul, out of play. 1-2 now. Here it comes, the 1-2. Tenery looks back at first. He fires to Brandon. Big B swings and misses, and that's the second strikeout for Tenery. Second out of the bottom of the first. Here comes Mace now with a runner on first and 2 away. Give our tribute to Billy Burnett at the end of this inning. Tenery now fires back to first, and AP safely once again slides into first.
That's
Scoreless here. Bottom of the first, Aiden Perry on first base. Tenery now. Fires. And Mace completely destroys that ball, foul, out of the stadium for strike one. Freshman phenom Taylor Tracy in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Tenery taking his time. Aiden Perry dancing on him at first. He fires, and Mace pops it up. That one is high. Is it going to stay in play? It does. And that will be the end of the first inning. A hit, and that is all for the Tigers. We played and won. We are scoreless as we go to our tribute to Billy Burnett.
Number 9, Adon Hernandez.
As Aiden Hernandez, Hayden Kanise, and Lex Lipka coming up for Tivy on Senior Night Part 2. Nothing here in the top of the second. Melvin Jones back here with you. Final regular season game here in the jungle. We got plenty more senior videos to come. And here's Big B now. The first pitch of the second inning, and no call from Blue. That looked as though that was a clear strike. Ball one on Hernandez. And that time, swing and miss by Hernandez for strike one. And that time, low and inside, 2-1 now to Hernandez as Hayden Kanese in the on-deck circle for Tivy. Here's Big B with the 2-1. That one's low again, 3 balls and a strike now to Hernandez. As Arvidsson fires, and he catches the outside corner for strike 2. Full count now on Hernandez. Arvidsson, 3-2. 2 inside, and now Hernandez draws a leadoff walk to begin this second inning. Here's Hayden Kanese.
Up to bat, number 5, Peyton Ganesi.
Kanese, who apparently has the most uncommon name, shows bunt, and that pitch nearly gets away from Matt. Ball 1. I think I had trouble pronouncing Kanese's name back in Tivy. Big B now with the 1-0. Kanese draws a bunt and it goes foul for strike 1. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike.
Watch your lips.
Scoreless here in the top of the second, but the Antlers with the leadoff runner at first, and Canacey draws a bunt again, try to bunt again. Schindler that time throws over the first. 2 balls and a strike to Canacey. Lex Lipka in the on-deck circle for Tivy. And Narvison fires. No call. And they're going to call that one a ball. Ball 3 now on Canacey.
Go, B, work back, go to work.
Brandon Narvison already with 3 walks tonight. Canacey lays down a bunt. Brandon Narvison sees it, grabs it for the first out of the second inning. It does advance Hernandez over the second. 1 away. Here comes Lex Lipka.
Up to bat, number 16, Lex Lipka.
Nothing hurt, B, go to work.
Lipka, the number 8 hitter in this Tivy lineup, has a runner at second base. Only 1 out here in the top of the second.
Yes, sir.
And Brandon gets that first pitch strike. 0-1 now on Lipka. Aiden Klein in the on-deck circle for Tivy. Big B looks back at second. That's a long look. He fires the 0-1. That one's low for ball 1.
He did. Come on.
As you can tell, some parents are not too thrilled with that one. Even count, ball and a strike. Hernandez with a lead off second. Big B looks back at it for a second time. He fires, swing and a miss by Lipka. And it's a ball and 2 strikes now to the first baseman. Brandon tonight looking for his 3rd strikeout. And he slips off of the bag, and that is a balk. So Hernandez advances to 3rd, and the first run of the game is now 90 feet away for Tivy. One and 2 to Lex Lipka
Put him in the book, B. Let's
with Hernandez at 3rd base. 1 away here in the top of the second, and Big B fires. Hernandez slices it foul past first base. Count remains 1 and 2. Big B looking for strikeout number 3 tonight. Shakes off the first 2 pitches. He likes this one. Here's the 1-2. Got him!
Let's go.
3rd strikeout for Brandon Narvison. Second out of the second inning.
Next up for Tivy, number 6, Aiden Klein.
And here's Aiden Klein
Ground ball, B.
with 1 on and 2 away in this top of the second. Klein, the 9th hitter in the Antlers order, and that pitch is outside for ball 1. Certainly thought that was strike 1, but nonetheless, 1-0 now to Klein. Top of the order, and Kale Lackey in the on-deck circle for Tivy. As Brandon fires. Nice pitch, off speed. Count goes even, 1-1. As Brandon fires. Swing and a miss. Does Klein is down to his final strike. Ball and 2 strikes to the second baseman. Arvidsson now looking for strikeout number 4. A strike away from getting it. Big B now readies. The wind, the delivery. Klein fouls it off of the back net, and count remains 1 and 2. Scoreless still here in the top of the second. But Tivy has.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't matter that the runner was at 3rd because Brandon Arvidsson has strikeout number 4, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, just the walk, and that is all. As now we give tribute to one Hayden Dunn.
Up to bat for the Kerrville
Nothing
Tigers.
here in the third inning. Melvin Jones back here with you. Tigers baseball on Vype Live. Cody Daniels getting his love, getting his flowers. Tonight is all about taking care of the 13 seniors. Senior night number 2, as I like to call it, here in the jungle. As the Antlers back to the top of the order, Kale Lackey to begin this third inning. And Big B fires the first pitch, and Lackey, did he go around? He did. Strike one. Quickly on one to Lackey. Top of the order in Lackey. Let's Tenery here in the third inning. And Lackey that time fouls it. 0-2 now to the center fielder. As the wind looked like it shifted just a little bit here in the jungle. Big B fires. That one's low for ball one. A ball and 2 strikes now to Kale Lackey. Sam Letts in the on-deck circle for the Antlers. Big B looking for a strikeout number 5. Here is the 1-2, and he fires it. And Lackey hits it high and underneath it. It is caught by Aiden Dennis for the first out of this third inning.
Up to bat number 4, Sam Letts.
Here's Letts now. Letts drew a walk back in the first. Brandon Armisen so far, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, as that pitch goes well outside for ball one. Here's the 1-0 from Big B. Nice pitch, but no call. 2-0 now to Letts. It looked like it was the same location as the last pitch. 2-1 now to Letts. Arvison fires. Letts fouls it out of play. Strike 2. Two and 2 now to Sam Letts, and Big B quickly fires the 2-2. Letts hits it. Nico is going to have a tough play. Nico, and got him. Good play out there by Nico for the second out. Outstanding play by Nico Redis. 2 away here in the top of the third.
Up to bat number 11, Eric Tenery.
Here's Tenery now. Tenery flied out to left, his first plate appearance. And Big B got him swinging for strike 1. 0-1 now to Tenery. And Arvison fires. Tenery hits it. Foul into the Tigers bullpen. 0-2 now to the opposing pitcher. And now Big B fires. Tenery pops it high. Aiden Dennis is going to have a tough play, and he catches it in foul territory. And for the first time tonight, the Antlers go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on at the end of 2.5. We are scoreless. Hey, AP, it's time for you to get your flowers. AP getting his flowers. He is going to be batting second in this third inning. As Tenery continues to warm up. Top 3 hitters in the Tigers batting order. Nico, AP, and Big B all coming up. Aiden Dennis is actually up, then Nico, then AP. So admin error on my end. Needless to say, we are up to bat here in this third inning. Aiden Dennis' first plate appearance tonight against Eric Tenery. And AD slices one, and it's going to be nearly routine, but AD was fighting for that one. That is the first out, though, of this third inning. Here is Nico now. Nico tonight 0 for 1, striking out back in the first. As Tenery now fires the first pitch to Nico. That one is outside for ball 1. 1-0 now to Nico. Tenery now fires the 1-0. Nico shows bunt. That was gorgeous, Nico. That was gorgeous, and it just goes foul. That was gorgeous. Good play by Tenery, but Nico almost had a bunt single, and he showed that bunt single late, and the count goes even, 1-1. Good play out there by Tenery by just letting it go. And now Tenery waits. Here's the 1-1 to Nico. Nico swings and misses for strike 2. 1-2 to Nico Ruedas. Nico quickly back in the box as you hear the winds howling here in the jungle. Tenery fires. That was the latest call of a strike that you can get. Nico goes down for the second time on strikes, but man, was that controversial. That was no way should have been called a strike. 2 away here in the Tigers' third, and here's AP now. AP 1 for 1. He has the only hit in the ball game so far. And AP swings and misses for strike 1. That was a bad call by the home plate umpire. Here's the 0-1 to Aiden Perry. That pitch is high, evens up the count, ball and a strike. If he would have gave that a strike when it happened, I don't think too many people would argue. Nonetheless, 2 outs here in the Tigers' third. And AP looks at strike 2. 1-2 now to Aiden Perry. Tenery looking to retire the Tigers for the first time in order. He fires it. And AP swings and misses. And that is Tenery's 4th strikeout tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors. Tigers goes down in order. At the end of 3, we are scoreless. As now, Teddy Dowds, time for you to get your flowers tonight. Central Michigan University next season. Next year, actually, is going to get a very good student athlete in Teddy Dowles. Welcome back to the jungle. Melvin Jones here with you. Tigers baseball on Vype Live, our final regular season game. Playoff starts next week. We'll have at least one home game here in the jungle next week. We just don't know against who or when. As Rhodes, Beck, and Hernandez are the three batters on deck for Tivy as that ball goes foul by Stormy Rhodes. 0-1 to the right fielder. Here's Big B with the 0-1, and Rhodes fouls it off once again, 0-2. It's crazy how quickly this season has come and gone. From calling tournament games in freezing rain to tonight in 80-degree weather here in the Hill Country. And Brandon Arvison got strikeout number 5 on a beautiful pitch that caught the inside corner for the first out of this 4th inning.
Up to bat, number 15, Tanner Beck.
Here's Beck now. Beck is 0 for 1 tonight, striking out back in the 1st inning. Big B fires the first pitch, and Beck swings and misses for strike 1. 0-1 to the catcher tonight. Aiden Hernandez in the on-deck circle for Tivy. As that pitch goes outside, count goes even, 1-1. Here's Big B with the 1-1. Inside, no call, ball 2. 2-1 now to Tanner Beck. No score here in the top of the 4th. As Brandon Arvison fires, and Beck fouls it off to the third base side, and the count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers' final game in District 26. 5A classification. Tonight, Beck hits it foul once again. Count remains 2-2. Tigers only 2 full seasons in this district due to COVID. As Beck now gets back in the box. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the catcher. Big B with the 2-2, fires. And that was belt line. No call. Full count now on Beck.
It doesn't matter where the catcher's glove is. Call the pitch.
Eric Wolf is not happy, as you can hear. Doesn't matter because that's strikeout number 6 for Brandon Arvison. 2nd strikeout this inning. 2nd out of the inning. Here is Aiden Hernandez.
Number 9, Adon Hernandez.
Hernandez tonight drew a walk back in the 2nd inning. And that pitch high and inside for ball 1. As Big B fires. Hernandez slices it foul, completely out of play. 1-1 now to the third baseman. As Brandon Larson fires. And it's strike 2. 1-2 now on Hernandez. As now Big B, deep breaths. The 1-2. And hopefully strikeout number 7. In the dirt. Deuces are wild for Hernandez. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for Hernandez. Brandon Arvison looks for strikeout number 7, and it is hit. Nico's going to have a tough play. Nico got him! Second fantastic play for Nico Ruedas tonight. And we are halfway done. No hits, no runs, no errors. No one left on at the end of 3.5. We are scoreless. Our final video tonight. Chase is a case. Chase Wisnett. Bottom of the 4th, Big B, Mason Ashlock, Taylor Tracy, all due up here in the bottom of the 4th. We are still scoreless. Pitchers duel in the jungle. Second at bat tonight for Brandon Arvison. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the first. Tenery fires. Arvison swings and misses for strike 1. Tigers with 1 hit. Infield single by Aiden Perry back in the first inning. And that pitch is low. Evens up the count. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. High for ball 2. Good eye from Brandon Arvison. 2-1 from Big B. Massive thank you to all the parents, grandparents who contribute to all the videos tonight, as another borderline pitch by the umpire evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You guys made these videos memorable, fantastic, and I thank and I love each and every one of you to give love to our seniors. As Tenery now readies the 2-2. He fires it. Brandon Arvison slices one in the left center field for a base hit. And it's going to be extra bases as Brandon Arvison is going to get into second easily, and a lead off double from Big B. Here's Mace now with a runner on second as Theo Howard comes in the courtesy run for the Tigers.
Courtesy runner number 14, Theo Howard.
Mace tonight 0 for 1. Popping out to right. Back in the first. Tenery now with a runner on second, no outs here in this 4th inning. We are scoreless, but the Tigers are threatening. And now Mace is ready. Tenery looks back at second. Mace shows bunt. Mace fouls it off of the net for strike 1. These were some fantastic videos. Class of 2023. I'm looking at 2 of the parents right now. Let's make this happen. Oh and 1 now to Mason Ashlock. Mace shows bunt again. That one's well high. Evens up the count. Ball and a strike. No outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Tigers have a runner at second base. That is Theo Howard. Tenery looks back. Mace shows bunt. Mace fouls it for strike 2. Now, earlier, I said the Tigers, I believe it was Aiden Dennis who bunted on the 2-2. So, I don't know anymore. I'm going to assume Mace is not going to bunt this time, but that's only an assumption. A ball and 2 strikes now to our first baseman. Tenery looks back at second, does it again, does it a third time. He fires. Theo slices it. Theo's going to stay right there, and Mace gets put out for the first out of this 4th inning. Here comes Taylor. T. Tracy tonight drew a walk back in the second. Think about how young the Tigers are this year and how they are going to be next season. Taylor Tracy will be a sophomore. Theo Howard, a junior. Jackson Conover, a junior. We have a lot of underclassmen that are coming back from this team next year. It's just going to make them a lot more dangerous as we move into 6A. As Taylor now readies. Taylor hits it, foul and out of play for strike 1. Tigers at one time this season was 6-4 in district play. They are 11-4 heading into this final game against Tivy. And now Taylor calls time. Tenery now looks back at second, does it again. He fires. Taylor fouls it to the backstop, and he quickly falls down in the count, 0-2. Sammy Akajanian in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Oh and 2 now to Taylor Tracy. Tenery likes this pitch, and he fires the 0-2. That's outside. 1-2 now to Taylor Tracy. Theo Howard is at second base. 1 out. Scoreless still here in the bottom of the 4th. Tenery now fires the 1-2, and Taylor is still fighting as that goes foul to the backstop. Count remains 1-2. And now Tenery looks back at second once again. He fires the 1-2. That one's into the dirt. Deuces right now for Taylor Tracy. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tenery, long pause. And timeout for Taylor Tracy. Tenery looks back at second, does it again. He fires the 2-2. T. Tracy hits it in the right field. It's going to be trouble for the right fielder. He catches it. Theo Howard tags up. He advances to third. And now the go-ahead run 90 feet away for the Tigers with Sammy coming up. Sammy's 0 for 1, sacrificing himself back in the second inning. Theo Howard standing firmly at third. A single right now will give the Tigers the lead. Tenery, long pause. He's ready now. Here's the first pitch coming to Sammy. And Sammy fouls it completely out of play for strike one. Matty Ice, Matt Schindler in the on-next circle for the Tigers. We are still scoreless. 2 outs with Theo Howard at third base. Here comes the 0-1 from Tenery to Sammy. And a late call once again. Strike 2 to Sammy, and Sammy is arguing that he didn't like it. 0-2 now to Sammy Agajanian. Tenery fires outside, 1-2. Let's be clear. In 10.5 innings between these two teams, a total of 1 run has been scored this entire season. Tigers won the first meeting off of a home run from Nico Ruedas inside the Parker, and they won that game 1-0. We are scoreless here through 3.5. And Sammy fouls that one off, and the count remains 1-2. So these two teams have played each other tough both games this season. Theo standing at third, 2 outs, and a 1-2 count to Sammy Agajanian. Tenery fires. Sammy fouls it out of play. And the count still remains 1-2. Eric Tenery now raises the 1-2 to Sammy. And he fires it. Sammy pops it. And is going to sail foul into the stands. A near catch by one of the fans. And the count still remains a ball and 2 strikes. Sammy with a battle going on right now with Eric Tenery. Here comes the 1-2 once again from Tenery. And that pitch is high and inside, and now complete deuces for Sam Agajanian. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with Theo Howard at third base. Tenery now ready to 2-2. He fires. And Sam could not get it past short. And that will retire the side. So a lead off double by Brandon Arvison goes for nothing. And at the end of 4, we are still scoreless here in the jungle as the bottom of the order for Tivy is coming up. Kanesi, Lipka, Klein, all due up in the top of the 5th. And you're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Back here in the jungle, Hayden Canacey, Lex Lipka, Aiden Klein, all due up for Tivy as Brandon Arvison fires the first pitch. And Canacey fouls that one off of the net for strike one here in the top of the fifth. As Brandon Arvison fires the 0-1. And that gets past Matt Schindler for ball one. These two clubs do not know how to generate runs against each other. 11 innings between the two, 1 run this season. Jackson Conover pitched in Tivy the last time. Tonight, they get Brandon Arvison, and Big B fires him 1-1. That's outside, 2 balls and a strike. Six strikeouts for Brandon Arvison. He has a 2-1 count now on Hayden Canacey, and that pitch goes outside, 3 balls and a strike now on Canacey. Arvison now with the 3-1. He fires right down the middle for strike 2, and the count goes even on Canacey. Here's Big B now. Fires a 3-2. Canacey fouls it completely out of the stadium, and the count remains full for the left fielder. Arvison now with the 3-2. Canacey pops it up. It's going to be a tough play. Underneath it is Jackson Conover for the first out of this 5th inning. Here is Lex Lipka, the 8th hitter for Tivy. As Arvison now, first pitch, strike 1. 0-1 now to Lipka. Aiden Klein in the on-deck circle for Tivy. Arvison with the 0-1, and Lipka fouls it off of the net. Count quickly goes to 0-2. The 0-2 coming from Brandon Arvison to Lex Lipka is now, and Big B has strikeout number 7. Second out of this 5th inning. And with 2 away, the 9th hitter for Tivy, Aiden Klein, comes up. Klein tonight 0 for 1, and he nearly was hit. It did hit him, so Klein gets on base. So now with 2 outs and 1 on, top of the order, and Kale Lackey comes up.
Up to bat, number 19, Kale Lackey.
Lackey tonight 0 for 2, striking out in the first, flying out to left, back in the 3rd. As Klein now being checked by his coach, looks like he's good to go. And now Arvison with the first pitch to Lackey. Got him in there for a strike 1. I wish this ump would call the strike when it happens. 0-1 now to Kale Lackey. Arvison now looks back at first. Lackey hits it. Jackson Conover. Easy play. And the inning is over for Tivy. A hit batsman. And that is it. Time to stretch in the jungle. Bottom of the order for the Tigers. Schindler, Cook, and AD all coming up in the bottom of the 5th. And you're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets. Millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Texas high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
This bottom of the fifth, Tigers going with Matty Ice, Parker Cook, and AD here in the bottom half of the fifth. Here's Matt Schindler. Matty Ice tonight 0 for 1, grounding out back in the second. Quick score from Alamo Heights. Mills lead Seguin 3-1, bottom of the fifth. Alamo Heights with a dub is heading to the playoffs. They will be the 4th seed. As Eric Tenery, ready for the first pitch against Matt Schindler. And a quick timeout from Matty. Tenery fires. Schindler fouls it off. As Matty jumps back in the batter's box. Down 0-1 in the count. Tenery fires. And that's high and outside, 1-1. Tenery fires. And Schindler goes foul once again, and the count goes to 1-2. Johnson right now in the bottom of the fifth, leading Bernie Champion 4-1. So this definitely a must-win for the Tigers. They win, they are the 2 seed. If they lose and Johnson wins, the Tigers will fall to the 3rd seed. Tenery fires. Schindler, nice stab, but it's going to be an infield hit for Matt Schindler to lead off this 5th inning. 3rd hit of the night for the Tigers. Hayden Dunn in the courtesy run.
Number 8, Mr. Hayden Dunn.
Seniors galore as Hayden getting some love as the courtesy runner tonight. Here's Parker Cook now, another senior. Parker tonight 0 for 1, flying out to center back in the 2nd inning. Parker shows bunt, and he fouls it to the backstop, 0-1. Aiden Dennis in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Hayden Dunn on first, no outs, bottom of the 5th. Parker Cook showing bunt again. And Hayden slides in the first. No problem. And now, that pitch is well high. 1-1 now on Parker Cook. Tigers playing their best ball of the season. Winners of 5 straight coming into tonight. And Parker is caught at third base by the third baseman for the first out. As Parker couldn't lay down and bunt. And here's AD now. Runner on first, 1 out. AD tonight, 0 for 1, grounding out. Back in the 3rd inning. Eric Tenery has 4 strikeouts of his own with only 1 walk. Tenery looks. AD shows bunt. That pitch is high. 1-0. Tigers lead. Excuse me, it is scoreless as AD now steps back in the batter's box. They call a strike right there on Aiden Dennis. Evens the count up, ball and a strike. And the ball goes over to first base, but Hayden slides over. Tenery fires, and AD fouls it off. 1-2 now. Top of the order, Nico in the on-deck circle. Tigers need to generate some runs. We are scoreless. I don't know what it is about this Tivy team, but the Tigers have trouble generating runs against the Antlers this season. Tenery now fires. AD slices 1 foul, and that was a screamer, and the count remains 1-2. JV is up 4-1 in their final game of the season. Meanwhile, here in the jungle, scoreless, Tenery fires. AD sits one in the right field for a base hit. And Hayden's going to hold at second base. And Aiden Dunn gets the 4th hit of the night. Excuse me, Aiden Dennis gets the 4th hit of the night for the Tigers. Here's Nico now. 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Nico tonight 0 for 2, both strikeouts. But he has 2 on and 1 out. Nico, the last time these two teams met, inside the park, solo home run, and that was the lone run of the night. Here we are in the 5th inning. He has 2 on, 1 out. Tenery fires. Neek fouls 1 off for strike 1. No score here in the bottom of the 5th. Nico Redis now up the bat with 2 on and 1 out. Nico looks at ball 1. As that time, the catcher tried to pull 1 over and try to move the ball, but the ump didn't take the bait. 1-1 to Nico. Tenery now is taking his time on this one. Nico now shows bunt, pulls back. Nico pops it high and up. Nico's frustrating. And it is, they can't find it, and it is at the backstop. No one could find it. Tanner Beck didn't know where the ball was. Aiden Hernandez didn't know where the ball was. So now Nico gets the bat back in his hands. Some looks like someone had a flasher on their camera. One and two now to Nico. Tenery now. Behind on the count. A ball and 2 strikes to Nico Ruedas. And he fires it. Nico swings and misses for the 3rd time tonight. Nico goes down on strikes. And that's strikeout number 5 for Eric Tenery. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Here it comes, AP. Aiden Perry tonight, 1 for 2. Single in the 1st, strikeout in the 3rd. He has 2 on with 2 outs. And a quick timeout by AP. AP back in the box. Tenery looks back a second, does it again, does it a 3rd time. That pitch nearly got away from Beck. Ball 1 to Aiden Perry. Brandon Arvison in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. 0-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Tenery fires right down the middle for strike 1. And the count goes even, the ball of the strike. AP now back in the box. And he calls for time. Tenery looks back at second, does it 3 times, and that pitch is low for ball number 2. 2-1 now to Aiden Perry with 2 on and 2 outs here in this 5th inning for the Tigers. As Tenery fires. And that is low. 3-1 now to AP. Some of the Tivy fans are not happy with that call. 3 balls in the strike now to Aiden Perry. 2 on, 2 out. And a late strike once again that is called by the umpire. And the count goes full. It's okay to call it a strike, but call it when it happens. 3-2 now to Aiden Perry. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. 2 on. Tenery looks back at second. He fires. Outside, and the bags are full of Tigers here in the bottom of the 5th. Brandon Arvison has a chance to blow this game open. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and a timeout, and to see if Tenery is going to keep the ball. I see no activity in the Antlers bullpen right now. But Tenery is done, so it's going to be a new pitcher. Landon Barnett is going to be the new pitcher with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
Number 10, Landon Barnett.
We will take a break while he warms up. 0-0, but the Tigers are threatening and threatening large. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
There are no words to describe it. The isolation, the boredom, the loneliness. If you're wondering where your teenage son or daughter's spirit went, you're hardly alone. The past year has been devastating, especially for them. But here's the good news. They might just find it again. playing high school sports. Workouts that stimulate, teammates and coaches that care, the sense of belonging so many of us have been missing lately. That's what school sports are all about. The sense of achievement is real, and the camaraderie is hard to beat. Coping with uncertainty is difficult, but school sports can help the teenagers in your family start feeling like themselves again. Encourage them to give it a try. High school sports, it's so much more than a game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
As Barnett now is finishing up his warm-ups. And Brandon Arvison coming up to the bat. Welcome back to the jungle. Tigers field on the campus of Dripping Springs High School. Melvin Jones here with you. Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Final regular season game for the Tigers. Senior night part 2. Here in the jungle. Hayden Dunn at third base. Aiden Dennis at second base. Aiden Perry at first base. 2 away. Here is Brandon Arvison now with a chance to really break this game open. As Barnett, he's taking his time now. He fires. Big B pops it up. Is it going to be trouble? And it's caught out in right field, and that will retire the side. The Tigers leave 3 on base. At the end of 5, we remain scoreless. These two teams cannot score on each other whatsoever. Top of the 6th coming up. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 826,000 high school student athletes in Texas have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Texas high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Letts, Tierney, and Rhodes are all due up in this inning for Tivy as we have a pitching change, and Jackson Conover comes in to pitch for the Tigers. Brandon Arvison's night is done. 5 innings for Big B.
Number 4, Sam Letts.
Here's Sam Letts now. Letts 0 for 1. He did draw a walk back in the first, grounding out back in the third, facing Jackson Conover for the first time tonight. As Jackson with his first pitch, that is outside for ball 1. Jackson now with the 1-0. Swing and a miss does Lutz for strike 1. Count goes even. Ball and a strike. Brandon Arvison, as that pitch goes outside, 2-1. Big B goes 5 innings, 7 Ks, 3 walks, and a hit batsman. No hits for Brandon Arvison. Swing and a miss, 2-2 to Letts. Second time this season that Brandon Arvison throws no hits in an outing. As that pitch goes inside, 4 count now on Sam Letts. Big B had that no-hitter against Canyon back at the beginning. Jackson now with the 3-2. No call, and Let's gets on. And here is Eric Tenery. Tenery tonight, 0 for 1, flying out to left both times. Tivy has the lead runner on once again tonight. Second inning that has happened as Jackson tosses over the Mace. And Let's slides back in. Top of the 6th. Nothing here in the jungle. Jackson fires. And that was awfully close.
Nice effort.
Great play out there by Matt Schindler, nearly picking off Sam Letts in first. 1-0 now to Eric Tenery. Stormy Rhodes is in the on-deck circle for Tivy. Tenery pops it, foul. It's going to be caught, and it's drops for strike 1. AP was out there running hard. I thought maybe he would have had a chance at it. 1-1 now to Tenery. Tenery swings and misses for strike 2. 1-2 now to tonight's starting opposing pitcher. Meanwhile, in Bernie, Texas, 4-2 Jaguars leading Bernie champion, top of the 7th. Tigers win tonight. They clinches the 2 seed. A Tigers loss and a Johnson victory will move the Tigers down to the 3rd seed. A ball and 2 strikes now to Eric Tenery. Sam Letts at first base. Jackson Conover on the mound for the Tigers now. He's ready for the 1-2. He fires it. That's outside. Count goes even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson now with the 2-2 on Tenery. Tenery pops it high. It's going to stay in play. It will not. As it goes into the stands, and the count remains 2-2. Jackson now. Ready to 2-2 on Tenery. Jackson fires. Tenery slices one. Foul. And the count still 2-2. Excuse me. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Eric Tenery. Conover fires. Inside, ball 3. So full count quickly on Eric Tenery with a runner already on first and no outs here in the top half of the 6th. Jackson fires and got him. Looking. Nice strikeout for Jackson. First out in the inning. That was well outside, by the way.
Number 2, Stormy Rhodes.
Here's Rhodes. Rhodes 0 for 1. He did draw a walk back in the first. Strikeout back in the 4th. Stormy Daniels was the girl with Trump. Sam Letts is still at first base. He's dancing. He's going to take off. And the pitch is going to go foul. As I looked at Letts, and Letts was dancing, and he took off in the middle of Jackson's pitch, and it's a good thing that Rhodes foul tipped it 0-1 now to the right fielder. Jackson fires over the first. And Sam Letts slides back into first base. 0-1 to Stormy Rhodes. Conover fires. Inside, no call. Ball one. Ball and strike now to Rhodes. 1 on, 1 out. Top of the 6th. Still scoreless. And Rhodes hits it foul to his third base coach. Count goes to 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes to Stormy Rhodes. 1 away. Top of the 6th. Sam Letts on first base. Jackson fires, and it hits Rhodes, and now Tivy with 2 on and 1 out. With 2 on and 1 out here at the top of the 6th, and Rhodes is hurting.
Next up to bat, number 15, Tanner Beck.
As Tanner Beck now comes up. Rhodes is still trying to walk it off as that pitch plumped him right in his left shoulder. As Beck now steps up. Jackson would love to have a 6-4-3 right now. 2 on and 1 out for Tivy in the top of the 6th. Conover now looks back at second. He fires. That pitch gets away from Schindler. Schindler almost let it get completely away from him. 1-0 now to Beck. There is activity going on right now in the Tigers bullpen. Conover fires outside 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 from Jackson. He fires it. And the pitch that time does get away from Matt Schindler, and the runners advances to second and third. Still 1 away.
What's the call?
And I believe it was foul called. Riley Mahoney in the Tigers bullpen warming up right now. And now the umpires are going to meet. I couldn't exactly tell what had happened. I thought Schindler let it get away from him. And it is going to be a pass ball on Matt Schindler. So now the runners advance second and third. And the 3-0 count now on Tanner Beck.
2-1, okay.
If it's 2-1, then
How can that not be a foul ball?
then it should have been a foul ball if it's 2-1.
Maybe he 2-0 before that? It was 2-0. Maybe he swung the bat, didn't touch it, and it hit his helmet.
Jackson now fires, swing and miss, and the count goes even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, a strikeout right now from Jackson would be phenomenal. Jackson now fires. Beck fouls it to the backstop. Count remains 2-2. Aiden Hernandez in the on-deck circle for Tivy. Jackson Conover right now, runners at second and third and 1 away, needs a critical strikeout right now, the 2-2. Beck pops it, foul, out of play. Count remains 2-2. Jackson now ready to 2-2. He fires. Beck pops it high. Jackson is going to be underneath it. He catches it. Second out of the inning. And that is what the pitcher needed. 2 away here in the top of the 6th for Aiden Hernandez now. Hernandez tonight 0 for 1. He drew a walk. Back in the second, grounding out, back in the 4th. Jackson Conover can get out of this long inning without any runs coming across the board. Jackson goes wide that time for ball 1. Canacey is in the on-deck circle for Tivy. Jackson Conover. 1-0 count on Hernandez. Hernandez swings and misses for strike 1. Count goes even 1-1. We are still scoreless here. The top of the 6th. As Jackson fires a 1-1. That pitch is high. 2-1 now to Hernandez. Jackson now ready to 2-1. He fires. And it is going to be foul. That was close. Hernandez hit it over the head of Mason Ashlock, but that ball went foul. And Jackson Conover caught a break. Deuces wild on Hernandez. Let's see if Jackson can get this strikeout. 2-2 now to Hernandez. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the 6th. Jackson fires. Hernandez gets it. Slices over. Easy play. Put out by AD. And that will end the top of the 6th. Tivy gets 2 on, but gets nothing in return. And at the end of 5.5, we remain scoreless. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
Are you worried how 2020 has impacted your teen's social development? We are too. Want to know what might help? Participating in the performing arts in high school. It's been hard being a teenager recently. Hard to cope, hard to keep up, hard not to feel like you're missing out. Everything's different and nobody knows what's next. Encouraging your son or daughter to participate in performing arts can really help. Those are high school activities like band, orchestra, choir, theater, speech, and debate. They'll make new friends, develop confidence, and feel the satisfaction of being part of a team. Participation in the performing arts aren't a cure-all, and they certainly won't make the pandemic go away. But they will make the teenagers in your family feel like they're part of something special. This message presented by the NFHS and the Texas University Interscholastic League.
Jungle Love on the final regular season night. Couldn't have it any better. Mason Ashlock, Taylor Tracy, Sam McAjanian, all due up in this bottom of the sixth as we welcome you back to the jungle. Tigers Field on the campus of Dripping Springs High School. Tigers baseball on Vype Live. We are still scoreless here in the bottom of the sixth. And here's Mason Ashlock. Mason Knight 0 for 2. Let's get a 6th inning rally going right now for the Tigers. Barnett still on the bump for Tivy. And Barnett with the first pitch. And Mace slices it foul for strike 1. Top of the 7th right now. Johnson leads 6-2 over Bernie Champion. Tigers need this victory. Barnett 0-1 on Mason Ashlock. Mace checked his swing. Ball 1. One and 1 now to Mason Ashlock. Leading off here in the bottom of the 6th. As Barnett fires. Mace pops it, foul, out of play. 1 and 2. Taylor Tracy in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. A ball and 2 strikes to Mason Ashlock. And Mace fouls it, and that is going to go over the restrooms here at Tigers Field. And the count remains 1 and 2. That's a new chant for Mace. Barnett now with the 1-2. Mace slices in. It's going to go. Mason is safe. Safe. I knew Mace was safe before it even happened. Ashlock with wheels. And now Tivy's going to argue that. But Mace was safe up here. I'm not going to say clear safe, but the runner did also come off the bag. As the freshman phenom now comes up with 1 on and no outs. T. Tracy tonight, 0 for 1. Drew a walk back in the 2nd. Popped the right back in the 4th. And now he has Mason Ashlock on first base. No outs. Bottom of the 6th. 5th hit tonight for the Tigers as Barnett just floats one back over to first base. Tigers need to get a rally on as we are scoreless. Tracy shows bunt, and that pitch is outside for ball 1. 1-0 now to T. Tracy. Sammy Akajanian in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. In this scoreless ball game, Mason Ashlock at first base. No outs, bottom of the 6th. 1-0 to Taylor Tracy. Tracy shows bunt, and he lays down a gorgeous one. The ball bounced. T. Tracy is retired, but that was nearly trouble for Tivy. And here's Sammy now. Runner at second and 1 away. Sammy tonight, 0 for 2. Let's see if he can get Mace across the board. Extra base hit would be fantastic right now for Sammy. As now Barnett fires to Sammy. Sammy hits one. And Sammy is retired. 6-3 put out. 2nd out of the 6th inning.
Number 21, Matthew Schindler.
Here's Schindler now. Matty Ice tonight, 1 for 2. He singled back last inning. A single now possibly could bring Mason Ashlock home. Facing off against Barnett for the first time. Barnett now ready for the first pitch, and he fires. And that pitch, late call once again by the umpire, strike one. Maddie quickly back in the box. Barnett slowing the pace down tremendously. And now he's ready. Looks back at second. Does it again. Long look. He fires. That pitch goes into the dirt. 1-1. Parker Cook is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Scoreless game. And a ball and a strike now to Matt Schindler. Barnett ready to 1-1. He fires. Matty Ice slices it over the third, and it's going to be put away. And the Antlers get out of the inning. Lead off single. That is all. We played 6. It is still scoreless here in the jungle. Total of 1 run in 13 innings between these two teams. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
In District 26, 5A for the Tigers. As the bottom of the order for Tivy, Hayden Canesi, Lex Lipka, Aiden Klein, all coming up for Tivy. 7, 8, and 9 hitters here in the bottom of the 7th, top of the 7th. Jackson Conover fires the first pitch, and it is hit. Nico grabs it. 1 away. Here is Lex Lipka now.
Number 10, Lex Lipka.
That's 10. Who's number 10 on there? Because it's not Lipka.
Oh, is that not 10? Oh, that's
Check. Landon Barnett now in the hit for Lipka. And Barnett swings and misses. Ball and a strike now to Barnett. Conover now. Fires to 1-1. That's well inside. 2-1. Aiden Klein in the on-deck circle for Tivy. Jackson fires. Swing and a miss does Barnett. 2-2 now. Jackson now with the 2-2. And that's low. Full count now on Lipka. With the 9th hitter in the batting order, Aiden Klein in the on-deck circle. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Conover fires. Got him looking. Strike 3. Second strikeout tonight for Jackson. Second out of the 7th inning.
Number 6, Aiden Klein.
Here is Klein now. No on the 2 outs. Here in the 7th inning. Klein tonight 0 for 1. Striking out back in the 2nd. He was hit by a pitch in the 5th. As Jackson now fires. And that is strike 1. 0-1 to Aiden Klein. Kale Lackey in the on-deck circle for Tivy. Jackson now with the 0-1. He fires it. Outside corner, ball 1. 1-1 now to Klein. Conover now with the 1-1. Fires it. In there for strike 2. And now Jackson Conover a strike away for putting this in walk-off fashion. Ready to go. Conover. Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 from Jackson. Klein pops it foul into the dugout, and the count remains 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes now to Aiden Klein. 2 away, no one on. Jackson fires. Klein fouls it. And the count remains 1-2. Tigers in the bottom of the 7th with Parker Cook, Aiden Dennis, and Nico all coming up. As Jackson now readies the 1-2. He fires it outside. Deuces wild for Klein. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Jackson Conover with the 2-2. Got him! Look. That's only 3-2.
3-2. Go back, dudes. 3-2.
That was only ball 3. And it looked as though it should have been a strikeout for Jackson Conover. Now Klein has to walk back to grab his bat. Full count on the second baseman. It is 6-5 in Bernie Champion right now between Johnson and the Chargers. Bottom of the 7th. Tigers win. They're the 2 seed. And we don't have to worry about that score. Jackson, and it's going to be a base hit and a first hit of the night for Tivy. After 6 2/3.
Up to bat, number 19, Kate.
As Kale Lackey comes up. Lackey tonight is 0 for 3. So now Tivy with 1 on and 2 outs after their first hit of the night. And Jackson goes wide for ball 1. 1-0 now to Lackey. Klein now leading off on first. Jackson fires. In there for strike 1, and it's 1-1. Jackson fires over the first, and Klein slides in No issues. Jackson goes well outside. 2-1 now to Kale Lackey. Sam Letts in the on-deck circle for Tivy. And Lackey pops it foul, out of play. And now Lackey has deuces. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Two and 2 now to Kale Lackey. Klein on first. 2 outs. Jackson fires outside, full count now on Lackey. As Jackson now with the full counts. Lackey hits it. And it's going to go foul. As Parker was going full force into the fence. Count remains 3-2 to Lackey. Great hustle out there by Parker Cook. No action right now in the Tiger bullpen. Scoreless. Top 7. Runner on first. 2 outs. And a 3-2 count to Kale Lackey. Jackson now fires a 3-2. That's outside, ball 4. And Lackey draws a walk. 2 on now for Tivy. Coach Reynolds now taking a walk out there. Let's see if Jackson keeps the ball. And it looks like Jackson's going to keep the ball. Coach Reynolds probably just to calm him down just a little bit. Tigers hoping to keep their arms fresh for next week. Jackson's going to stay in.
Up to bat for Kerrville Tivy, number 4, Sam Letts.
Let's now. Johnson has defeated Burning Champion 6-5, so the Tigers need this win to clinch the 2 seed. Conover fires. Nice pitch for strike 1. 0-1 on Letts. Alamo Heights, at last check, was winning 10-2 over Seguin, top of the 7th. So the Mules are on their way to the playoffs. And an 0-2 count quickly on Sam Letts. So District 26 has been wrapped up. An 0-2 count now to Sam Letts. And a timeout. Letts now. Back in the box. Jackson fires the 0-2. Letts fouls it off. And the count remains 0-2. Two on, 2 outs, and an 0-2 count to Sam Letts. Jackson Conover fires. Letts hits it. And Aiden Dennis can't get it, and the Mules score. Tivy score, 1-0, Antlers. That was a field of choice, right? That was a fielder's choice. Oh, you're going to give it an error. It was. So now the Tigers have given up a run here in the top of the 7th. They will be fighting for their lives in the bottom half of the 7th. Jackson goes wide that time for ball 1. 1-0 now to Eric Tenery. 2 on still for Tivy. They lead 1-0. Jackson does not get that call, and it's 2-0 now on Tenery. Conover now. 2-0. Tenery swings and misses for strike 1. 2-1 now to tonight's starting opposing pitcher. Tenery tonight 0 for 3. He did strike out last inning. Stormy Rhodes is in the on-deck circle for Tivy. Jackson fires. Swing, foul tip, strike 2. Parker, AD, and Nico all due up in the bottom of the 7th for the Tigers. Two count to Eric Tenery. 2 away and 2 on for Tivy. Jackson fires. Tenery hits one. Nico grabs it. Nico didn't put it away, and another run's going to score. Was that out or safe? But it looked like the home plate umpire had called out for a minute. 2-0 now. The fans saw what I saw because it looked as though he had called him out. 2-0 Tivy now. Stunning result going on. As that time, Rhodes swings and misses for strike 1. 0-1. Nico probably could have flipped it up to second. Strike 2 to Rhodes. Nico had the force at second, but I don't know if he saw it or not. 0-2 now to Rhodes. But the Antlers with 2 here in the 7th, and they lead 2-0. The Tigers are in trouble. As Schindler now goes back behind home plate. Rhodes back in the box. Conover. The 0-2 to Rhodes. Jackson fires. Swing and a miss. Got him. Strike 3. And that will end the inning. But Tivy put 2 across the board. And the Tigers are in danger of falling to the 3 seed. 2-0 Tigers as we head to the bottom of the 7th. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic
2-0. Antlers. Bottom of the 7th. Wyatt Lesper, Aiden Dennis, Nico Ruedas. All coming up. Wyatt is going to hit for Parker Cook. So Wyatt coming in to pinch hit. Wyatt on Tuesday night was completely robbed of a home run by the fence. Now he's coming in to face off against Landon Barnett. Barnett now fires. Wyatt swings and misses for strike 1. 0-1 to Wyatt Lesper. Barnett fires. And Wyatt checked his swing for ball 1. 1-1 to Wyatt. AD is in the on-deck circle. Tigers need a rally right now. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Barnett ready to 1-1. And Wyatt foul tips it for strike 2. And a ball and 2 strikes now to Wyatt Lesper. Barnett with the 1-2. Outside 2-2 now to Wyatt Lesper. Wyatt now looked at ball 3. Full count now on Wyatt Lesper with Aiden Dennis in the on-deck circle. Wyatt swings and misses, and he's punched out for the first out of the 7th inning. Here's AD now. AD tonight, 1 for 2. He did have a single back in the 5th. Coming up, no one on and 1 out. Barnett fires. Aiden Dennis hits 1, is going into center field for a base hit. So Aiden Dennis gets on. Second single tonight for AD. And here it comes, Nico. Nico tonight 0 for 3, all strikeouts. Nico would love to get a hit right now. Here comes the first pitch to Nico. Off speed, late call once again for strike 1. And it's 0-1 on Nico. AP is in the on-deck circle. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. And that pitch is outside, 1-1. That pitch looked more like a strike than the first pitch. Nonetheless, a ball and a strike to Nico Ruedas. Barnett. And the ball nearly got away, but the first baseman was laying on top of Aiden Dennis, so he couldn't run. Lipka was literally on top of Aiden Dennis, so Aiden couldn't advance if he wanted to. So now AD takes a nice lead. Nico hits it. That is high. Nico Redis hits it far over the head of the left fielder. Aiden Dennis is being held at third. That was as close of a home run in these windy conditions that I've ever seen. Double for Nico. Here comes AP now. If that was in any other ballpark, Nico will be walking across the home plate right now. As it stands, Tigers with 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. They trail 2-0. Aiden Perry extra base hit could tie this game up. Here's AP now. Aiden Perry tonight, 1 for 2. A single, and then he struck out in the 3rd. And the AP chance coming from the dugout. Barnett now is in trouble. He fires. That one's into the dirt. Ball 1. Any other ballpark, Nico would have had a 4-bagger. Nico, as it stands, is standing at second base. Aiden Dennis at third base. The 1-0 to AP. Aiden Perry hits it high, and that looks like it's going foul and out of play, and it does for strike 1. One and 1 now to AP with Brandon Arvison in the on next circle. Tigers trail 2-0, but the rally is on. They have runners at second and third. 1 away. Barnett steps off and calls time. And the pitch catches AP for strike 2. 1 and 2 now to Aiden Perry. A ball and 2 strikes to Aiden Perry. And AP calls time that time. Barnett now fires a 1-2. Aiden Perry foul tips it. That was close, and looks like he may have foul tipped it off of his foot. And it looks like AP saying that he's all right. A ball and 2 strikes to Aiden Perry. Runners at second and third. Tigers trail 2-0, 1 away here in the bottom half of the 7th. Barnett is taking his time. Here's the 1-2. He fires it. That one's in the dirt. Count goes even to AP. 2-2. Tigers in Tigers fashion. Comeback kids once again. Barnett ready to 2-2, and AP calls time again. Looks like something at that time got in his eye maybe. He's back in the box. He's ready. Here comes the 2-2 to Barnett. And Barnett fires it. Aiden Perry slices it. It's going to be a tough play. A runner's going to come in to score. And Aiden Perry's being called out. But Aiden Dennis does come across the board. And it's now 2-1 as Brandon Arvison right now represents the final option for the Tigers. A hit, we have a tie ball game. Brandon gets out. Then the Tigers will lose this game. Big B tonight is 1 for 3. He had a double back in the fourth. Facing off against Barnett for the second time. Barnett fires. That one's low for ball one. 1-0 to Brandon Arvison. Mason Ashlock is in the on-next circle. 1-0 to Brandon Arvison. And a quick timeout by Beck. He goes right back behind home plate. Here comes the 1-0 to Brandon Arvison. Barnett fires. That is well outside. 2-0 now to Big B. Tigers with the rally. Two to 1, Tivy. That pitch outside corner for strike one. 2-1 now on Brandon Arvison. Here's Barnett with the 2-1. Well outside, 3 balls and a strike now to Brandon Arvison. Three balls and a strike now to Brandon Arvison. Barnett fires. Brandon Arvison hits it. Is it going to stay fair? Does not foul. That was close, and the count goes full on Big B. Tigers with only 2 losses in games that's 2 runs or less. The first game against Johnson, they lost 1-0. And then they came back to lose 7-6 against Alamo Heights. They're trailing right now 2-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. And a 3-2 count on Brandon Arvison. Barnett fires. And ball 4. And now the Tigers, runners at the corners at 2 away. And that was close. Mace tonight, 1 for 3. He singled his last plate appearance. Runners at the corners for the Tigers. 2 away. Can Mason Ashlock come through and be the hero? As a home plate umpire is asking for more balls. Mace now in the box. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. Pivotal game 16 for the Tigers. Barnett goes well outside for ball 1. 1-0 now to Mason Ashlock. Mace get on. Taylor Tracy is coming up. Barnett readies the 1-0. Mace is ready. He fires it. Outside, 2-0 now on Mason Ashlock. Two balls, no strikes to Mason Ashlock. Landon Barnett fakes and just tosses it over to first. Brandon Arvison was already back there before the ball even left his hand. 2-0 now to Mason Ashlock. And Mace fouls it off the net for strike one. 2-1 now. A lot of nervous tension in this stadium. I don't think we've seen this nervousness. I've seen people with their shirts over their mouths. They are nervous. 2-1 to Mason Ashlock and runners at the corners. 2 outs. Barnett fires. And that is low for ball 3. 3-1 now to Mason Ashlock. Tigers are not quitting. The tying run is 90 feet away. 3 balls, 1 strike. Barnett ready to 3-1. Let's see if Mason's going to swing at this one. He does. It goes over the second. It's going to be first. It is. He caught it out. Let's see if Coach Payne is going to argue that.
Get back in your dugout, fool.
And now there's the players are, Tivy's players are acting silly right now. That's putting it mildly.
Huh? No. We're third now. We're in the third, huh? Yeah, their season's over.
So Tivy wins this ball game. This was one of the wildest games, as this is one of the few times I would say maybe we shouldn't do the handshake line. Tivy wins 2-1. What a game tonight. Some parents are happy as the trash talk continues here in this stadium. We're going to take a break. We need a break. When we come back, we hope to have an answer as to who the Tigers are playing next weekend. The Tigers fall into third place, District 26. They lose tonight by a final score of 2-1 here in the jungle. What a crazy game is an understatement. But that's what we had here tonight. 2-1 final score. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
For high school sports coverage second to none, discriminating sports fans, booster clubs, and student bodies will tell you Vype stands above the rest. Vype can provide your school and your entire school district with complete digital video streaming and live broadcast coverage at prices that fit your budget. Find out more information at Vype, VYPE.com. VYPE.com.
Final score tonight, 2-1. The Antlers, they go to 500 on the year. They defeat the Tigers. Tigers fall into third place in District 26 as we welcome you back to the jungle. Melvin Jones here, Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. And before we wrap it up here from the jungle, I want to give a huge thanks to all the parents. I just received a gift, and it's definitely touched my heart, and I appreciate you guys, and I love you guys so much, and thank you for bringing me into this family, and it's just been fantastic these past 2 seasons, and we still have a lot of baseball to go, but I absolutely love you guys, and I appreciate you guys for the gift. Thank you so much for everything. To the business at hand, as the updated standings has just been released, here are the matchups for next week. The district champion in District 26, that is the Cane Cougars. They would take on the Eagles out of Georgetown. The number 2 ranked team in District 26, that would be the Johnson Jaguars. They would take on the Timberwolves from Cedar Park. The 4th place team here in the district, the Alamo Heights Mules. They would take on the district champions from District 25. That would be Liberty Hill. In closing, next weekend, the by-district playoffs, the rematch, us and Rouse. We will have that for you next week on Vype. Days, times, I have no clue as of yet. But when we find out, pay attention to my social media, Melvin Jones _PXP. The Tigers social media at DS Tiger Baseball. We will know exactly when and where, hopefully by the end of the weekend. So that's the schedule. Those are the matchups for the by-district playoffs next week. And once again, for all of you senior parents out there who sent in videos, thank you. They were fantastic. They were beautiful. A beautiful tribute to the 13 that are going out. Just to let them know, we will miss them. But there will be at least one game here in the jungle next week. It will be against the Raiders of Rouse. It is something I think a lot of us, a part of the Tiger baseball family, really wanted. We didn't care who we played, but the playback series is happening. Next week, Rouse, Tigers. We don't know when and where, but when we find out, we will let you know. Final score tonight, 2-1. Tivy defeats the Tigers, but it doesn't matter. Tigers on their way to the postseason. Tivy season is over after tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. The best QA in the business, Nate Nunez. Shout out to my lady, Julie, who's watching right now. Thank you, everyone. We will talk to you next week. When and where? I don't know. This has been Tigers Baseball on Vype Live. Good night, everyone. Have a very pleasant weekend. We will talk to you next week. Peace.